Let me just turn this down. I'm actually going to turn it off. Ah, guys, there are so many levels to relationships, and we are talking specifically about romantic relationships. It is hot out here in these streets. Honestly, I am so, let me tell you something. If you have someone, and I'm going to say mainly that is a safe space for you, cling to them. All right? Because it is the definition of 2023 that I feel like is just ending all of these relationships. It's, the values are off, the intentions are off, like the things you're looking to receive and the things you're not looking to give, it's just off. Now, let me be clear. Daniel and I are not coming from a place of, we got this. Child, we absolutely do not. But we have learned quite a few things over these last 14 years of being together. 12 years married, 14 years together. We have learned quite a few things. We got married a little young. We were 23. And it's just, I look around, I'm like 14 years later, and I really feel like the dating game has changed drastically. And I get it because technology has changed, and I think that has a huge part to do with it. People may feel like their options are so much more, or the idea of what a good relationship is a little different now that you get to see just social media. And it's like, you don't want to be that person that's just like, well, I just, but I don't believe what the movies are like, I know. But like, to be honest, a lot of us are being fooled without even knowing it, just by kind of meshing into the new values and ideas and ideals that social media puts out there. So we're just gonna have a nice little good conversation. We were really sparked actually by the hot topic of Iyanla. Y'all know I love me some Iyanla. And we were sparked by that topic, where she was talking about, she was asking the young lady, I think her name is Ebony, if she would date a bus driver. And her response was, if he owned the bus. And it just went up in an uproar. And obviously, I'm sure there were couples across the nation just really like diving into that idea. And everybody, there was a lot of people bashing Ebony. And it's just like, first of all, I understand her response was alarming, but she did provide a lot of context of the struggle in, especially as a Black woman, and just a woman in general, but as a Black woman, just trying to find a good man who's got a good job, who can provide in a good way. And I think today, kind of finding all of those put together, I don't know, it's much more pressure on both sides to fill shoes that are many times surreal. The expectations that we put on men and vice versa, the expectations that men put on women. I hear a lot of single people. I hear a lot, and there are a lot of surreal expectations out there. It doesn't mean that they're bad. It doesn't mean that it makes people bad to want this or have this, especially if you've attained to a certain place in life and you want someone to kind of match that energy. Oh,
that's that energy. I'm sweet.
That's why you don't even have a chair. All the answers. Where's my chair? Don't start because
where's my chair? Don't invite me and then I don't have a chair. What
he
is
doesn't
this?
have a chair. Get a chair because you see, guys,
Unbelievable.
When we do these lives with Daniel, it's gonna get reckless. I can tell you that right now. Did you see the peace and the calm that was happening right before he came in here mocking me? No, we're gonna have some fun. But the expectations is what I want to talk about. I want you guys to let me know, what's it like? What's it like for you? Why is there such a struggle? Daddy-o in the house, there's a struggle for just finding a good woman just finding a good man. You know, what is it specifically for you that you feel you're struggling with? And hey, look, talk in this. Oh, this is an open forum, so you never know who's gonna be looking at your comments. Okay, so don't be bashful now. I have always liked to consider myself a huge Cupid. All right, I love to matchmake. So maybe we'll get a nice little single woman and single young man in here to start up a conversation. And a little bit down the line, we want to have those conversations with you guys face to face. Now, I done moved over, and he's taking eons just to find a chair.
Yes, here she goes.
Oh,
the chair that you didn't find for me.
This man brought in a bar stool. I don't even know how this is going to work.
Where was I going to put a chair?
Child.
Where was I going to put a chair?
Guys, see.
Where was I going to put a chair?
See. No, see. God, let's see how this works. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you see how bad of an idea it was. Oh my god.
Put your chair up.
Put my chair up?
Oh gosh, fine.
Why didn't you just grab the
Why
kitchen?
didn't you have a chair already in here?
I knew you were gonna grab a kitchen chair. This man brought in a bar stool. Like, oh my goodness. Why? Like, logically. Really, babe? Come on, because you know I'm hungry and I'm tired and my head hurts from these stupid passion twists I put in here. All right. Oh, gosh.
Oh gosh, she is stupid.
I know I got to clean up my office, but just... Okay. Trying to get on your level.
All right.
Here
all
we
right.
go. Hey, babe. Come in. Welcome to my area. So we'll be going live. You know.
Oh, my glasses.
You need your glasses?
I don't know. Who knows?
Can you not see?
I don't know.
Let me tell you something. This man got Dan Princeton. Do you see him almost knocking down my thing? This
Oh,
man
yeah,
got
yeah.
glasses, and now when he takes his glasses off, he's like, Cerise or Persia? I'm like,
I
child.
can't tell who's who.
So I cannot. Hey, Sarah. Yes, Sarah. I need the wisdom up in this. I need the wisdom up in this. All right, guys. So we're gonna get started because, like I said, we're not gonna be before you too long. Just about 20 minutes or so. Shut up. It was just a natural comment of people that speak. So we're talking about relationships. We're talking about two sides of it. And what I was saying before I was so unrudely interrupted by a bar stool, I was saying that I feel like, you know, we started dating 14 years ago.
It's mad bright. It's like...
Oh my gosh, Daniel.
Okay.
What if I turn...
Dating 10 years ago. 13 years ago. 15
Let me
years
turn
ago.
so the Instagram can see you. Hold on.
Oh, Pops is on.
I know. I said hi to him.
What's up, Pops?
He's so annoying. It's like, I'm like, okay, so 14 years ago, like, can you say, like, genuinely that dating was different?
It was 15 years. And...
I think so. I just feel like,
Yes.
and maybe
Yes.
not 15, I will even say like 15 to 20 years ago. You know, and I was saying, like, I understand that dating changes with the times. I do feel like technology has a huge impact on how we just connect, period, with people. But romantically, I do believe that technology and social media has played a huge part in people having unfair expectations on both women and men alike. And it is like, you can know so many eligible bachelors and eligible bachelorettes, but it's just not connecting in 2023. And we kind of want to dive into that a little bit about, like, you know, why is that? And I think the main thing is that today women are more guarded, men are more, I want to say,
What do you want to say? What are we?
Women are more careful, you know, and I think men in some cases feel like there are a lot of options. And I think that approach You know what I'm saying? That approach just allows these bachelors and eligible bachelorettes to just bounce off of one another because there's unfair expectations and there's a surreal perspective. Ooh, Daddy said men are more guarded too.
That's very true.
I agree with that. I feel like men probably feel like they can't trust. There's a lot of more pressure on a man, and that's what I said. There's a surreal, unfair pressure on men, and this kind of stems.
But where do you think the pressure comes from?
I just think that it's okay. So we started talking about this because Daniel shared that video with me that I'm sure many of you guys said, "Yeah, what up, bro?" Yeah, agreed. Both men and women are bugging. Agreed. I agree. This is not a man versus woman because I just think that like everyone's tripping out. You know, no more patience. It is very reckless in these streets. And that's why I started off this live saying, if you can find someone, brethren and sistren, that is simply a safe space for you, cling to them. And let me be clear, safe space means a lot of things.
It does.
There's a lot of things in the category of safe space, beginning with unconditional love.
A healthy safe space.
Oh yeah,
some
of
people
course.
They feel safety
in doing the wrong thing. You better. Everyone, welcome Deacon Daniel. That was good. That's good.
But that starts with maturity. If you're not mature, then you don't know. Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, no, go ahead.
It starts with maturity.
No,
if
you're right.
If you don't know what healthiness looks like, you can't really make the right decision.
Yes.
In terms of what a safe space is.
Facts.
So it's maturity and then also intelligence. You have to be smart to know what the signs are, what the right and wrong things are, and use that to help build standards. And what people don't have a lot of times are the right types of standards built. People have requirements, but there's a difference between requirements and standards.
All right. Well, Deacon Daniel, we're done. I told y'all we weren't going to be before you very, very long. And I love that, Yusa, because we learned that we're only, we only think to the level we're exposed to. And I feel like there's a lot of young men and young women, and I'm not even any age at this point. There's a lot of men and women that are dating at the same level and have not been exposed to a different level of a man or a woman. And they keep attracting the same, and it could be a toxic type of relationship. It could be a somewhat abusive, not necessarily physically, but it could be abusive type of relationship. It could be something where, like Daniel said, it's like they're safe there, but only because they're familiar there.
Right. And
they're not willing to step outside that comfort zone to date someone that may be someone they would not have considered. I've been telling my single people, open your eyes, because your husband and or wife could be standing right in front of you. But because you're looking over the good friend and the pleasant sisterin, you're looking for something that, you know what I'm saying? You're creating this unfair expectation of who your wife or who your husband is based on the level that you're exposed to in dating. And that becomes a toxic cycle within itself. So
because it becomes nostalgia.
Yeah.
Or people be like, this is what I dated when I was 15 and I like that and I understand what that looks like, so I'm going to stick with that type of person.
So if you keep having these type of women date these type of men, it's just a cycle and they don't even get the opportunity to grow for someone else. So this is why we are lacking in dating 2023. You know,
yes, sir. I used to know what it was like to date a Chicago guy, so I came along.
Child,
and once you start dating a Chicago guy, like it's a wrap.
I'm not gonna lie,
it's a wrap. Like you have a standard now. Nobody can go below that.
I have no comment actually, because I have so many loved brethren in Chicago. You're not gonna have me out here talking about Chicago men and all of them talking about me in your little group chat. All right. Look, Chicago men, New York men, South Carolina men, wherever it is. You need to start considering, if you find yourself in a constant circle of failed, toxic, romantic relationships, consider taking yourself out of that cycle and stepping into something different. So again, we actually had something totally different planned for you guys. So maybe we'll do that next week. So sometimes it's me and sometimes it's us. Okay. I felt like you guys had enough of me, so we had to bring it in. I love them. And so one of the things that, you guys might have saw the conversation with Iyanla. I love her, beloved. She was talking to Ebony K. Williams, the young lady. That's what I said, yeah. And she basically asked her, would you date a bus driver? And the lady's response was, if he owned the bus. And of course, Daniel sent it to me, and he's like, what you think about that? And I'm like, okay, do you want to drive a bus? Is that your way of telling me?
I might.
What you think about that?
True.
And I'm like, first of all, Daniel, let's be clear. When I started dating you, you were practically driving a school bus. But in your defense, in your defense, I was working at a bodega, okay?
You were.
And those were not our real jobs, but pretty much however we were getting paid.
Nah, I was killing it by the time she came along.
Oh, okay, you were killing it.
I was
in
doing
your
research,
position.
and I was working at Battelle.
You were, but wasn't that an intern? You were an intern.
That was a paid internship.
I know, but it was
engineers get paid for our internships.
I didn't even know how much you made though.
You didn't need to know.
I knew that you wasn't getting haircuts regularly.
But I had that Altima. I had that brand new Altima.
But I had my Suzuki.
Okay, again, I had that brand new Altima.
But I had that Suzuki.
I had the brand new Altima.
But I had my Suzuki.
It was shiny. I had the tan interior.
I had the rims that my dad got me.
Oh my God. Pops, I'm still mad at you for buying those.
I had rims on my Suzuki.
Just a whole stereotype.
Okay.
With the sound system.
So
she got spinners.
I was never. I mean, I just raised how I was. I never grew up. And I don't think that girls necessarily grow up looking for the man with the money. Like I've always been a character person. I've always been like, what are you bringing to the table with your mind and your emotions and your character, your spirit? Like, miss me if it's off, right? Now, we all have made our mistakes, so, we were young. So, but the point is, I don't think that women like her that said, I would date a man that owns a bus, I don't think we're born into that. I think that there's been multiple relationships where new standards are created over time. Hurt, a lot of heartbreak begins to also change the expectations of the dating game. A lot of heartbreak. I mean, I'm not even going to go deep into this but I'm going to say it. I know, like, one of the things we talk about, like, when a woman decides to now only date women, right? Some of those come from not finding the guy. So they go to the woman's side. They're done with the men. So they go on over and they pursue a same gender relationship. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying that is an observation that Daniel and I have personally witnessed a few times. And I think that's the same for women that decide to continue to pursue men, but through their heartbreak, they decide to define what the relationship and what the man or woman in their life needs to look like, because they just not feeling that past. Like, it's like, you get to a place and you're like, that will never happen to me again. That will never happen to me again. And here's how it won't happen. I'm not dating no bus driver. I'm not having no scrub driving on the side of your best friend's ride, trying to holla at me.
Brand new Altima.
And when I met you, you was in the side of your best friend's ride.
That's not when you met me. That's when we started dating. That's
okay.
And he was giving me a ride.
You were getting a ride. Oh, and here's what's worse. When I met him, he wasn't even in the passenger side of his best friend's ride. He was in the back seat trying to talk to me because he knew that his best friend was picking me up. So he got in the back seat. Now here we are, both in the back seat looking like this. While your best friend, shout out to Precious Godfather, Scotty, we love you, is driving us on campus. And that's when we like continued to hit it off, because I got in and we immediately started screaming at each other from something that we are not even going to get into tonight. Not even going to get into. Child, we said we were only going to 8:30. Okay, so, but we did. Go ahead.
I was
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, vulnerability is kind of that theme where you feel like something happened and you have to have a reaction to that thing, and you're like, all right, I'm not, like you said, I'm gonna put up a certain guard and make sure certain things don't come through, but in that filter, you block good things because that's only based on the lens that you see things through. And in that limited view, you're like, hey, well, if it looks like this, then I don't want it. But using the bus driver example, what makes you think that bus driver, one, ain't making money? Because bus drivers, I don't know bus driver salaries, it depends on city and, a bunch of different factors. But using that as an example, you can look at a job and think it doesn't make a certain amount of money. There's not a certain amount of prestige, but you can make, regular salary, overtime, stock, benefits, health insurance, all those things that come with a job. You can be a leader on that job. People can look up to you. You can be a shift leader. You can be a supervisor. You can be a lot of different things that come with prestige, that come with growth, that have different attributes that you would want your spouse, you'd want your partner to have. If I'm a leader on my job, there's a degree of leadership that I can bring into the relationship. There's a perspective of responsibility and guidance and what was it? Not discipleship. Ownership. We'll go with that. Ownership of taking care of different tasks, being responsible with different things. That sounds like a pretty upstanding person.
Oh,
now,
and delegation.
Yeah. Now, if it's little Ricky that don't show up on time, didn't want the job, you can see on his face, on his shift, that he didn't want the job.
Right.
He get there late, he leaving early.
Right.
Those are the types of character people that you want to look out for.
They lack that consistency.
I work with people like that. It's people like that at Amazon.
Right, exactly.
I'll be on meetings with people and they have that attitude. I have to drill them to get information out of them to be productive.
Girl.
Those are the people, and you can look at them and be like, oh, that's a program manager at Amazon. They do such and such.
And yet,
but the character isn't there. It all starts with character. Now, your girl from the video, she might have meant that. I don't know. I don't know the full context. Of her comments, and then she did try and come back and clear it up, but she didn't really come. She didn't sound like she was coming from that place. So
no,
she
sounded like she wanted someone that was at a certain level salary. Because to be honest, I agree.
And people look at business owners,
from
in a certain light too. People be like, oh, they own their own business. Da da da. How responsible are they with that business? Did they take training? Did they, were they tutored under somebody? Did they shadow somebody who owns a business? Are their books in order? Are they doing grimy stuff with their accounting? Are they soliciting people? Like, there's so many different...
Or are they just simply emotionally abusive or toxic or manipulative or a narcissist? You know what I'm saying?
Or are they terrible business owners?
Yeah.
Is that not their ministry? Who knows?
And I think that you said it right on the head. I think that we're looking at the salary, the position, and we're missing the character. We're looking at the salary, the position, and I think people are becoming more lenient with the looks, because the looks were like the top. But, people are like, all right, the money. And it's just like, you are missing. Have you not seen Tyler Perry movies? Give me the construction worker, or give me the guy that's unloading the truck with the lace wig cornbraids. As long as he's praying for me at night and rubbing my back in the morning. Daniel does not rub my back in the morning.
Not at all.
I mean, it depends.
One time. Cerise be like,
that's not true. That's because
good morning.
Yeah, because your energy, right? Daniel goes to sleep like this, and he wakes up like this. I kid you not. His energy is consistently...
No, it's not. That's not true. Not in the morning.
Yes, it is. Just because you're quiet doesn't mean your energy isn't up.
That's crazy.
Like, hey, baby. You know what I'm just like, yo, bro. Like, so every day...
Why would I do that?
Okay, watch. The next time I'm going to be like,
Okay, no, I'm gonna wake up like that
See?
tomorrow. I'm like, hey, baby.
But I think ultimately, Daniel honestly said it all. I think that if you're out there, you're looking for a man,
Or a woman.
Or woman. I know, I'm sorry.
Or a
you're
woman.
looking for a woman.
Be open. Be vulnerable.
And revisit those priorities. Because you might find a man that's making $10K a year. I know, I'm reaching, but you don't know his story yet.
Well, that's an internship.
Well, yeah, but we don't know his story yet. Some people get started a little late in life,
That's
okay?
True. That's
you
true.
may meet someone that's making 30K, 40K, 50K, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like to immediately approach the situation based on position, you are disqualifying yourself from the man of your dreams and the woman of your dreams. And you have to reevaluate who the person is, and then you have to reevaluate those expectations, or those expectations turn you into an expect at the station. See what I said that? You see
that's
that?
terrible. That's
Okay,
awful.
okay. That was a bar.
And nothing's wrong with requirements,
Of
quote
course.
unquote.
Well,
because
standards.
Yes.
Yes.
Because like, you can have particular things, but it's okay to have those things and then still be open if somebody doesn't look like that. Like, I remember.
Oh
well,
gosh.
So one of my standards pre-Cerise was like a woman that smokes, like cigarettes.
Oh, you mean like you couldn't get with a woman that smokes?
It's tough.
Okay, yeah.
It's tough because I actually used to.
You used to what?
I used to, so in high school.
Oh Lord Jesus, we're live.
In high school, I talked to this girl for like
Oh
like
God.
a month or two that smoked, and she was cute.
In high
She was
school?
cute.
Oh,
So like
man.
I worked through it, but eventually it's like like it's a lot of ashtray elements, and I was like, I don't know. Now, if Sarisa rolled up on me with like a pack of Newports in her purse, I would have been like, all right, she's cool. We have a
Really?
great relationship, like great friendship.
We have a great relationship.
She's a Christian. She got her head on straight. She got the Newports though. Like let me
I'd be
see if I
stressed.
let me see if I can get past them Virginia
Stressed.
Slims. And
I'd be like,
and
let
see
me
what-
step outside for a second.
And I would look out the window like.
It's the breathing for me. It's the
So,
breathing.
but I wouldn't have immediately shut her down. I would have been like strike one.
Oh wow.
I would have been like,
yeah,
maybe.
but you could have pushed
if
through
it's-
that. You could have pushed through that.
But I would have given it a shot.
Right.
Um,
Because you don't know. Again, your relationship, you're supposed to rub off on each other. So
You
where
are.
I'm weak, you pull me up.
Yeah.
And where you're weak, I pull you up. So we have to. I think ultimately.
flush your cigarettes down.
Hey, yeah, over time, right? But to Daniel's point, we have to be open to not looking for the package that we envision.
And not disqualifying people because they don't
Because
fit
of the
that
package. Right. Whether it's money, certain habits, and of course, your standards start at a certain level.
And they're standards for a reason.
Right, exactly. So,
Like if-
exactly, Nicole. You know, you get to that point. I told my mom that. I'm like, after some of me and my mom's conversations, I'd be like, child, I need a whole cigarette. You know what I'm saying? But it is true. Like, we are blinded. Like, social media, technology of 2023, the way people are thinking out here in these streets, whether you're in these Christian streets or not, there's so many people thinking in such a surreal, toxic view of what romance is. So many people are giving up on commitment. So we also talked about like when you finally do find the one that is your safe space, the person that you decided to take a chance on, and as you give that relationship to God, because you know what my favorite saying is, my mentor, Miss Sonia, back in the day, said to me, if you find the right person and you treat the right person like they're the wrong person, meaning you're doing all the wrong things, they will be the wrong person. But if you treat the wrong person, meaning someone that you didn't envision as your package, like they're the right person, and you're giving it in your all, then eventually they could be the right person for you. That changed my whole life. I like to say that as much as I can, because it's literally it's up to you. It's up to you. And somebody even said, like, you can literally sabotage a really good relationship by literally jumping out of it way too early when things get a little tough, because they're going to get really tough. They're going to get uncomfortable, awkward, even in that safe space. You know what I'm saying? But if you guys can come to an understanding about how to communicate, about how to reach those next goals, like, you just get stronger. But when you keep jumping out because something is making you uncomfortable or triggering you, go get some therapy, for real. Not even being funny. Go get help. You have to resolve certain things in yourself to get a healthy perspective of yourself, so that you can have a healthy perspective of the person that you are looking to date or dating. And in order to maintain that relationship, it is up to you. And you got to keep it alive.
Yeah.
You got to keep it alive. And the first way to keep something alive is by keeping all the things that can kill it out, even though they seem harmless. All right, there are so many things, people, situations, even the appearance of something that can kill off a relationship slowly and subtly. So if you want to keep a relationship going, protect it at all costs. When you find the safe space, which is actually, Daniel and I have been trying to redo our vows for like 7 years. We wanted to do renew our vows in 2020, because that would have been our 10-year. We had this big party in New York, and
well, we didn't agree on New York,
and we got pregnant. So I'll take that any day.
Well, no, it was COVID.
But we got pregnant.
I mean, we got pregnant after COVID.
We got pregnant during COVID.
I mean,
It was still high. We couldn't go nowhere.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was like, you know, COVID was for like a year and a
Pregnancy
half.
would have waddled down the.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You'd have been like,
no. Not my first child. I was very like,
oh yeah, you are.
don't breathe on me. I will still be. You know how they say, oh, your second child, miss me. I'm gonna do the same stuff. Don't touch them. Don't breathe on them. Period. Anyways, but one of the things but we are gonna renew our vows. But I think we said 2025 or something like that. Yeah,
probably.
2025, 15 years. And one of the things that's in my vows is that safe space. You have been my safe space. Am I like ruining that? No. Okay.
I'm gonna forget.
Yeah, I was literally about to say you're gonna forget.
I forgot
But
already.
it's like the top. Like, he has been my safe space, and you need to protect it at all costs. There's always going to be something. And it doesn't mean like intentionally, like people on the outside of your relationship, people that are not meant to be a part of your relationship, it's not intentional. Like, they're not always trying to break you guys down, but it is what it is. Like, if it don't fit, it don't fit. One of the things that our mentors, the Codys, taught us was that, like, if they're not a friend of the relationship, then it can get a little awkward, especially when you guys get married. If they're not a friend, like, and it doesn't mean like I know all of Daniel's friends, like, you know, and I know a lot of like their life, and I may not know some personal things that they might share personally with Daniel, but vice versa, you know? So it's important that you guys have that cohesiveness, that agreement, and that takes time, because when you get married, you then have to now look at your life at what it was single, and you have to slowly rebuild that as a union. And some things are hard to kind of let go, cut off, remove, and it takes time. So you guys have to have patience with each other. So keeping that alive is protecting it, having patience, and being quick to forgive. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Slow to speak, slow to anger, and quick to forgive. Say one thing as I quote this verse. Say one thing. I'm still not there, but I'm better. I'm quicker to forgive. I'm slower to speak, and I'm slower to anger. So I'm getting there. But you see, 14 years, honey. It takes time, but keeping it alive is maintaining. And then another thing of keeping it alive is understand who your woman and understand who your man is becoming as time goes, because they're changing. So to continue to view them as the person, even in a year's time, it is unfair to continue to view them and not put the work in to understand who they're becoming. It's the same thing with friendships. You are not the same person that you were friends with that person 20 years ago. Not every friendship can stand the test of time of who you're becoming. But your marriage is supposed to. But you've got to be able to honor that change. You've got to be able to find out, all right, Daniel's interests can have actually changed. My habits and interests have changed almost to a shocking part where I woke up one day and I was like, dang, I really don't like doing that no more. And it took time for him to understand that about me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I call her brand new because she'll just one day be like,
well, maybe.
I don't like this show. Oh, we've been looking at 7 seasons of this show. And
well, I don't let you. Yeah, I don't watch dark shows no more. Right?
Yeah, you don't watch them on season 8, episode 13.
It's getting too dark. It's getting too dark. If it's getting too dark, count me out. I already got to deal with my own darkness. I don't need no dark shows. You might be stronger in that than me, okay? So, yeah, no, I used to be like, I used to watch 48 Hours and all of that just back to back. But even, but just, find out who they're becoming because, and then of course, and you hear this all the time, like, keep it fun. But keeping it fun, oh my gosh, keeping it fun is all about knowing who your person is. Like, it could be fun for you, but it may not be fun for him. And vice versa. So you've got to be able to give and take. And I tried to tell Daniel that. I'm like, yo, you don't have to not take me somewhere or go out because I actually get joy seeing you get excited at a place or doing something that I know you might like more than me. And I like doing it with you. Child, I'm about to flip you backwards and throw you through the loop of that ring light. Do you want the people to see?
Until 10:45.
But that's not true.
And then she's like, wow, this is a lot of fun.
Okay.
A lot of fun.
10:45 p.m.
Yeah.
Child, you missed. Child, I will be in bed in 20 minutes if it wasn't for this live. But hold on, though. What is one of the things I absolutely loathe to go to?
What, clubs?
And same thing, concerts.
Oh, concerts, yeah.
But Daniel loves that. Like, he's not a club goer, but he loves
I don't love concerts, but certain artists.
Yeah, well, he's down for the concert. Like, I'm
down for the right concert, and so is she. Don't let her trick you because she's going to tell y'all she don't like concerts. She's going to see Tasha Cobbs and them.
Why am I going to see Tasha Cobbs and them?
Because you
Mommy,
love the Lord.
I love the Lord, and I love the gifts.
And you love their music. If you didn't like their music, you would not be going.
I'm going to see it with my mother who sent it to me. I been saw the ads. I been saw it. And it has nothing to do with the artist. From Tasha Cobb to Beyonce.
Yeah, no, I give you that.
It's the crowds for me. It has nothing to do with the artist. If I could go see them by myself and maybe 3 and 4 other people, I pay the money. I will pay the money to not to have these lines of people on my shoulders because that's what it feels like. It feels like everyone's standing on my shoulders and everyone's right here, cheek to cheek, talking about we love you, we love you, we love. How am I supposed to worship like that? And we're cheek to cheek, shoulder to shoulder, and I'm over here praying for God to release
we're one body.
my anxiety.
We are the body of Christ.
We love you. And I'm like, I can't even enjoy Tasha because her ponytail is right here, and I'm right, the cheek is right here, and I can't.
And then some guy's like, excuse me, I'm
Look at
trying
mommy,
to get by.
At mommy. Mommy's like, I did not. No, but mommy's cheek will be next to mine. And so I'm excited. It'll be my mom's cheek. And I'll be like, all right, this is amazing. However,
anybody else?
We went to that R&B concert in the summertime. I had a blast.
And it was a phenomenal.
I had a blast. But it's not something I would choose to do. I'm not sending him the email when I see the ad. I'm hoping he doesn't see it.
But I know that she likes... You liked, what was it, 7 of the 9 artists that were there?
On my Apple Music playlist, yes.
And she was in it, y'all.
Daniel, I'm not going to not be in it. I was in it.
And she wasn't in it for me. She was in it because she likes it. And let me tell y'all, you have to pull stuff out of your spouse sometimes.
Okay,
because
I'll give you that.
There are things that she don't think she want to do. And then I take her to it and she's like, that was fun. I actually did kind of like that. Yeah. Well, let me tell y'all, when Monica came out, Cerise was like...
Stop. You're going to knock over my ring light.
She was in it as soon as just one of them days.
Hey, I mean,
she was like,
I was in awe. I was in awe seeing
but I will say,
my childhood
I made sure that we were on the floor, like floor seats, a little
all
bit more space,
all the time,
on the edge,
all the
because
time.
I know
Save
Cerise
that
wants
check.
that.
I will always get VIP all the time. Not because I feel like I'm a very poor person, because I cannot take the crowd. So anywhere I can, and if I can't afford the VIP, we're not going. It's so simple, right? It's so simple.
And I'm gonna take her to Beyonce one day. One day, I'm gonna get her some Beyonce tickets.
Ugh.
It's gonna have to have the same criteria though. Like it's gonna have to be.
Child, put me in the room upstairs, the hotel across the street, even. Okay, but to your point, I will say, there are things that we do compromise, and it is fun when he pulls things out of me, but I pull things out of him too.
That's true.
I pull things out of him, and he'll even say, okay, that was cool, but I also know that he enjoys seeing me have a good time. So there are
vice versa.
Yeah, there are things Daniel, like, it's not that he doesn't like he just wouldn't choose to do it, but he'll come and he'll be a part of it, and then he had a good time because I had a good time. And same thing, like, I know
any comedy show.
Oh,
most comedy shows. Now I like comedy shows.
Comedy shows
this
are
girl,
the worst. No, because to me it's a hit and miss. You're gonna get one out of 50 funny people. Any comedy show, you're going like, all right, guys. Well, last night I was walking down the street with my girlfriend, and I'm just like I am so done already, And then Daniel's like laughing because he's nice, and I'm like, I gotta get him out of here. You know what I mean? But anyways, the whole point is, No. Well, okay, you want me to wrap it up?
Want me like put the steak in, let it cook, and then broil?
Absolutely not. We are not about to have burnt steaks. We're gonna wrap this up because we were supposed to wrap up 15 minutes ago.
That's true.
But that's all we want to talk about. From dating in 2023, we'll have a part 2 to this. We encourage you guys to really go back and evaluate those priorities. Resolve some things, even within yourself, and be open to the package, not necessarily looking like you envision. It doesn't mean that you are settling, but for all my Christians out there, follow that still small voice, because he will let you know if this ain't it. So don't waste your time and then get heartbroken and then be mad and less vulnerable for the next person that actually is it. You know what I'm saying? So don't disqualify yourself because of your own past heartbreaks that have not been resolved. Also, if you found that person that is your safe space, cling to them. And how to keep that relationship alive, protect it. Keep God in the center, at the forefront of everything that you do. For real, even when it's boring, I'm not gonna hold you up. Like, sometimes me and Daniel have to sit there and be like, we need to read. Like, we just be like, because it's just still so adulty. But we adore God and we love God, and it probably feels like that for us because we haven't made it a consistent habit. But once we read and we get to talking and God's all up in it, sometimes it's a hard conversation that ends well, and sometimes it's just a beautiful conversation. So get into that. Read together, pray together, but also understand that your person is changing. Their interests are changing, they're growing. So be intentional about investing in who your person is becoming to keep that relationship alive, and then keep it fun, not just for you, but for them as well. And pull them out. Don't be scared to pull them out. All right? I can't wait, because when we come back, some of our lives are just going to be silly, because I got some bars to share, and we just want to talk to our music lovers out there. I do believe that I am internally a rapper. And Daniel, he's always listening to like Kanye West and Common and, all these rappers and Jay-Z and whatever. And he's like, yo, you heard that? You heard what he said? He said 5 fish for the sea, 5 fish for the sea. And I'm like, I don't, and so then
the sea versus, and then the sea.
Oh my gosh. So then
the sea for Chicago. Come on.
You mean for Christ, which would actually make a better bar. 5 fish for the sea, 5 fish for the sea. But that's not, I'm just saying that's an example. So when I come up with bars, he'd be like, that's not that good. But then when he points out a bar to me, I'm like, yo, I literally just said something like that. Like, I got bars for days. So we can't wait to bring that to you. Another one we're going to do is we're going to share individually our top 5 R&B songs. And that topic is going to be all about love language and how our love languages are different. But that's it for today, y'all. Y'all always give us so much fun. We love y'all. Shout out to y'all. Somebody's on our front door. You saw that? This is why I don't like being in here.
Are you sure?
That's why I don't like being in here at night.
Why would somebody be?
Well, the ring just says someone's at your front door.
No, they walk past.
Child, let me get up out of here. So my office is at the front of the house. So like when somebody's at the front door, I'm just like, ugh, are they looking at me because my ring lights are on? But we have so much fun with y'all. And Deacon Daniel was on it today. So wait till I post his clip, Sonny. You done said it. Be encouraged, y'all. Dating in 2023 is a beast. All right, find that contentment within yourself, find that resolve within yourself, and trust me, God will lead you to the desires of your heart. But you got to be open for it to look a little different in the beginning than what you might intend. Don't be fooled by this technology, y'all. And keep those healthy relationships alive. It's a fight, but y'all both got to fight. If one person stops fighting, there it is. You know, there it is. If one person stops investing, if one person stops being intentional, it's a wrap. It definitely takes two. So if you're in a relationship and that one person isn't, pray, because God will lead you one way or the other. All right, and he got you. He got you either way. And shout out to those who have been in relationships that haven't worked out, and you're pushing on, and you made something for your life, and you continue to trust God and just enjoy, what life is. It ain't easy. It is not easy. So, just like I had to give that extra head motion. Anyways, we love you guys. Look at my googie woogie. Okay, I'm sorry. I just looked down and saw that. She's just getting so big so fast. Let me see if I could put my happy people. Happy people. Yeah. Oh wait.
Y'all have a blessed night.
Wait. This is probably the worst song.
Not R. Kelly.
You know what? We're just gonna end it right there because, first of all, that was I didn't even know what song was playing. I just unmuted it, and I'm done. I am done. We had so much fun with y'all. And we will see y'all on the other side. Keep hope alive, y'all. Keep hope alive. We love you. Happy Tuesday. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See y'all soon. Oh my gosh, I'm crying. Okay. Yo. And not only was it the R. Kelly song, it was the copyright free version. So if you listen closely, it wasn't R. Kelly. That was Far Deli. Yo, Sarah, Glenn, y'all are like our faves. Y'all are our faves. All right. And live. Okay, this is the part on Instagram where y'all see me struggle with ending this live like an auntie. I'll be like, I'll be so scared. So scared I am. All right, here we go. I'm going to keep this up till tomorrow morning, and then it'll be on YouTube. I will post clips, though. Bye. Get that steak in the oven. I'm hungry. So hungry. And thank you, Ronza. Thank you, Nicole. Love y'all. Thank y'all, Instagram, for joining in. Yes. I love y'all. Y'all make this all worth it and keep me going.